But the last thing we're going to talk about, Brandon, is ESPN came out with their way too early top 25 for 2016 in college football. We're going to come out with ours next week. However, there were 5 teams missing from the ESPN way too early top 25. I'm going to read them off, then you're going to tell me, then I'll tell you the one team you think is going to be the shocker of next season. Could be in vein like Oklahoma this year, could be in the vein like Tennessee this year, could be in the vein like Northwestern this year, Stanford this year. Who's going to be that surprise team? Here were the 5 that they left off of their top 25. The Hurricanes, the Hokies, the Cornhuskers, Boise State Broncos, and the Utah Utes. Who's your surprise team for 2016 in college football?
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Really?
They get back to it.
I can't. Like, I gotta think of a different answer now. But go. Why are you saying Georgia? Because I was gonna say the same thing.
You know, I'm saying Georgia because
I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm saying Georgia because they come out.
Kirby Smart.
They unfortunately lose a great running back in the middle of the season. They have a bit of a tumultuous year, with their head coach and the problems that maybe he was having.
They were my pick to win the East.
With the problems that he was having with the AD and things like that. I think things just got away from Georgia a little bit this year, but I think they come back to full strength. They get
new
a rejuvenation with their new head coach. They get refocused, centered again on what their end goal is and how they achieve it. I think Georgia bounces back next year. I think we'll see them be good again.
I was going to say Georgia, but because you said Georgia,
I really had no idea you were going to say them.
I'm going to take them off. Well, that's the great part about this. Like, my raw reaction to when you do that, you guys can't see me, but I kind of threw up my hand like really? Really? Got to steal? Because I thought you were going to go with this team, my second team that I'm going to throw out there, because now they're my number one because you drafted Georgia before me. I'm scrambling right now, though. I'm on the clock, and who am I going to go with? I didn't scout anybody else. The Hurricanes. To me, the Miami Hurricanes are... It's kind of like the same thing you said. The only thing I'm going to harp on more is Mark Richt. When you go into a press conference and you throw up the U, you better win. You better Al Davis and just win, baby. Because if you don't just win, baby, you're going to be just leaving, baby. That's what's going to happen. And, I mean, there's a chance. I'm going to say it. I mean, college football is a little different, but if Miami has a bad year, he could get chudded. However, I don't see Miami having a bad year. We saw what happened to them. As soon as they got rid of Al Golden, this team turned around. Mark Richt, not a bad coach. It was just time to end in Georgia. Time to say, you know what? We both need a change of scenery. And he's coming back home. He's going to coach his alma mater. He's got a kid, third-year starter, in Brad Kaya, who's your quarterback. And that's the key. Can Kaya be the guy to lead this team under Mark Richt? However, the thing that the Hurricanes, both of our teams, have ex-national champion participants standing in their way. Miami's got to go through Clemson, who, I'm going to be honest, there's a chance they can go undefeated again. There is a big chance that they can go undefeated again next year because they're returning, what is it, 8 offensive starters, 9 defensive starters, and then your team, Georgia, has, the national champion of Alabama standing in their way, 6 offensive starters and 5 defensive starters coming back. That's your 1-2, Clemson being 1, Alabama 2, and ESPN's way too early. Top 25. But that's going to do it for the Primetime Podcast. I want to thank you guys for checking out this podcast. Go ahead, follow us on Twitter. I'm at Ricky Widmer. Brandon is at young_swan19. Most Valuable Podcast is at Most Valuable Pod. Go ahead, if you haven't already, Take the time, the survey for MVP down in the description. Tell us what you think of MVP. Answer some questions. Help us help you to make Most Valuable Podcast even better. Go ahead and like, heart, and repost on SoundCloud. Like and subscribe on YouTube. I want to thank you guys yet again for sitting down with us, listen to us, talk about sports, college sports, what we love to do. We'll see you guys next week. But as always, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.